Good morning, viewers. Um, this is the young generation, and today I will be discussing the importance of drinking enough water. Of course, our body needs water. Our body needs water for functioning, and it is said that 60 to 75% of our body is made of water. That's our body weight. And an estimated 4% loss of body water will lead to dehydration. That is, you will start to lose your consciousness and probably go into fainting. And an estimated 15% loss of total body water in our system is fatal. That is, you can easily die and due to dehydration. So for that, we need enough water into our system, because water is a substance that helps the body in its functioning. In what? Let me give some example. One, in flushing out waste. Water aids in discharges of waste products from our system, which I'll explain better in as we continue. Again, water helps in the regulation of body temperature. That the temperature of our body, when we feel too heat as the place sometimes may be hot, sometimes may be cold, and in exercises we lost enough water, but the body temperature will be minimized, will be controlled, will be regulated through the water intake as we drink enough water. And again, it helps in the functioning of the brain. The brain functions when there is oxygen into it and when there is enough blood supply, and water aids in that. So we start to look at the point, as I said earlier on, as we will be discussing the importance of the water into our system and why we should drink enough water as we continue. First, we say it helps to regulate body temperature. When the place is too hot and yet we feel too hot and we start to perspire, we start to lose water from our system. But with the enough water we take, the enough water we drink, it aids to regulate the temperature. It controls our body temperature for our body not to overheat, and it will be normal because we take enough water. And again, it helps to create saliva. Saliva is the needed watery system into our body that aids digestion. As we chew what we want to swallow, we need saliva, because there are saliva glands into our mouth, into our tongues, that we aid the digestion from the oral cavity down to the esophagus and then to the stomach for complete digestion and metabolism. So when we drink enough water, those glands will produce salivary amylase, what we call the salivary amylase. Those are glands, those are needed nutrients that will aid digestion, that will aid the molding of the food we chew for easy swallowing and digestion. Again, it helps to protect the tissues of the spinal cord and the joint. How does that happen? We have enough water, we say, when we call it cerebrospinal fluid, the water that travels within the spinal cord onto the brain. Without water, that spinal fluid will limit itself and will not travel enough to the brain, and we have less oxygen in the brain. And the spinal cord or joints, in the joints we have the joints elbow, where the joints are met together, there is water between. So when you do exercises for the rest of the day, you won't find anything like greasy substances. Like when you use metal, you grease metal together, you found it destroying itself. But with enough water in it, in your joint, nothing like that will happen. That is, will prevent arthritis. That is the inflammation of the joint bones. Water aids to that. So it is advisable that we drink enough water each day. And that will give you the total amount of water we might supposed to be drinking each and every day, for women, for men, or maybe children as well. And we'll continue again as we say, it helps to excrete waste. That's excretion. Our kidneys function well when there is enough water, because the kidney aids in distribution and receiving of waste and for excretion. But that can't happen if we don't take enough water. Enough water aids our kidneys to function and then excrete the waste through our urinational system. Or it aids in not only urination, and even defecation, because you see when we defecate, we see the way it appears, because there's water in it. It aids to that. So, and it helps to prevent constipation. Constipation is the process by which it is hard for you to pass out stool. But with enough water, with enough intake of water, it stops and reduces constipation, because water contains a lot of nutrients needed by the body. And it helps in digestion as well, as I say, into our system, digestive system, that is from the mouth to the esophagus and down to the duodenum and to the stomach and to the large intestine and small intestine. There are water inside there, and it aids digestion, and it helps to reduce toxic substances into our body, because into the stomach usually produced some acidic substances we call the gastric acids, and the pancreas also provides some pancreatic juice when we call the insulins and other juice into our body. But with lack of water into our systems, so we find out that digestion may be slow. But in order to fast in digestion, we need water into our system for a good and proper digestion to take place. So please drink water, drink enough water, and I continue to advise you. I'll continue to give you more and more of the importance of drinking water as we continue. Don't stop drinking water. Drink enough water, because we need water into our system. And please subscribe to this channel. Please subscribe.